don't tell anybody, but I always wanted to be the mayor. I used to talk about it all the time growing up. The other kids used to call me the mayor.
Really?
It wasn't a compliment.
This is John Niles with MSTARSnews.com. We're live here in New York City at HBO's red carpet premiere of their new miniseries, Show Me a Hero, starring Oscar Isaac, Winona Ryder, and plenty more. Let's go talk to the stars right now. So what can you tell me about your character?
Okay, so my character is Billy Rowan. She's one of the 4 women that the story follows. She starts in episode 3, and they pick up where she's telling her mom that she's not doing school anymore. So I think my character in the beginning is someone who's just looking for adventure and doesn't really know how to approach that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really know how to say, Mom, I'm missing something. I have something inside of me, and I don't know how to make it come out. You know, and so she doesn't know how to say that. So everything is like kind of an attack.
Yeah.
So she fights against it, and then ultimately life kind of knocks her down a couple of times, but she keeps getting back up, which is what a lot of people do in America. You know, we keep getting back up. So.
She starts out as someone really naive. She's only 19 years old when she starts working at City Hall, but she's forced to grow so rapidly amid the rough politics of Yonkers that she ends up becoming another player in the game. So she's his eyes at times, like she sees beyond all the political tricks that are being played around him, and she's the one telling him, I don't trust that guy, don't trust him. And you know, they have a very, very nice and loving relationship, and that was also really nice.
Yeah, I love their relationship because it's like a political drama. There's a lot of social issues, but really there's an amazing love story too. Do you think that was important for the series?
Absolutely, and of course I wish there was more of that.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's good because you see what he does at work when he's being a politician, and you see how a politician is at home and at love, and you learn so much more. And I feel like when you have a character like Nick Vasisco or Oscar Isaac in the show, people really want to know more about their personal lives.
Doreen Henderson is raised in the suburbs, and she's sort of lured to public housing because she falls in love, and all these things happen, and her whole life takes a toll, and she starts to really learn about the world, and she falls down, she gets up, and she ultimately rises, and it's really wonderful to play her.
I'm a social worker and I play Natalie Paul's. That's her real name. I play her character, social worker, and this story is important, especially for the time, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
I play a woman named Carmen Reyes. She's a single, really hardworking, really protective mother of 3. She is living in the Schlogbaum housing projects on the west side of town, and is just so desperate to get her and her family into the new townhouses that have been built or are being built.
Yeah. Your character is such an important story, I feel.
I mean, I left out that she is an immigrant from the Dominican Republic, so she's really torn to have this life in the States where she's always wanted to be, because she thought she could provide a better life, but then realizing that maybe it's not at all cracked up to be, and trying to grapple with whether or not to move the family back down to DR, and it's just a lot.
Jim, what do you think people will get out of this show, and what do you think will draw them in to watch
Well,
this?
what's going to draw them in is Paul Haggis and David Simon's unbelievable storytelling. Entertainment and great writing and great reading is all about storytelling, and they're the best storytellers we have. So it's going to bring this audience in and watch this very moving story. And what they should walk away with, well, it's individual, but hopefully they'll walk away with some insight on how they can change the way they look at the world, And we need some changes in the way we're looking at things.
Hopefully we're presenting a very human story. This is something that actually happened not that long ago, down the road, of supposedly the metropolitan of the world, the metropolis of the world, the city, the capital of the world. And this isn't 60s Alabama. I mean, this is a desegregation case that went from 1987 till 2007. And there was this much resistance to it. So this idea of a post-racial America is a myth, and this is a story that's an example of that.
I think it's going to be extremely important because of what's going on. I mean, with all of the different, there's a lot of tension And when you bring projects like this to the forefront, it gives a voice to the voiceless, especially people who don't really know what's going on and it's not happening in their backyards. When you watch projects like this, it opens that door and it starts the conversation. So I think it's going to really do well, and people are going to love it, and I'm happy for it, man.
Great. Tell, why do you think audiences should tune in, years later after it already happened?
Because it's still happening today. Those kinds of conflicts, those kinds of misunderstandings, those kinds of really judging people on their differences as opposed to understanding how much we're the same is still happening. So we need to really be shown, because that's what David is so good at, is putting a mirror up to society and saying, this is the way we are. Do we really want to be these people? And we're still these people today. So maybe if you see it like full force on your television screen in your home, you'll be like, maybe the next time I have the choice of treating someone as different, I will remember that they have the same feelings, the same hopes and dreams that I do.
The show is called Show Me a Hero. How would you describe a hero in your minds?
I mean, to me, it's not a hero is not, it's not something you want to be. It's something you are thrown into. You know, whether it's rescuing someone from a burning building or staying strong in the face of your 3 kids so as not to worry them too much. It's all the same.
A hero is someone who just basically does the little things that make a difference. You don't have to do a huge thing to be a hero. Just even a little thing that makes a difference either in your life, because you can be your own hero, or in someone else's life.
You know what? I think not even they can show it, but I think when you can tell when someone has that genuine quality and heart, I don't think necessarily they have to show you, but I think you can tell that about somebody. So
Hero, somebody who's just an outstanding person. I mean, someone you're gonna want to look up to, somebody who does what they're supposed to do in life, and that they have no problem with being role models and being that for kids especially. Yeah. Kids especially. So we need people. We need more heroes, and we will have them.
Yeah. I mean, I just like this concept that Fitzgerald and David Simon are bringing back. That, you know, of course, someone that does something great can be a hero, but there's so many more heroes in our daily lives that we don't even realize. And sometimes the smallest act your father, my father could do, that's what it takes to be a hero, you know, just like doing something that maybe it's small, but that means a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the show. I think all the characters in the show are heroes, not only Nick Cisco.
Make sure you tune in August 16th for the premiere of HBO's Show Me a Hero. I'm John Niles, and you've been watching MSTARnews.com.